anybody's here to do an invocation before we dig into county business.
Heavenly Father, we come before you as the county of Weston here. We're asking you to bless our county and in turn blessing our nation. We ask that we consider taking refuge in you as brought out in Psalms 118 and always adhere to your morals and guidance. In Jesus' name, amen.
You're gonna do the pledge? Commissioner Hubert.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
They speak.
Yeah, I saw it here,
All right. Gilbert, well, before we have an agenda. I got a few things. Roger Conn isn't going to be here, but we thought maybe, Michael, you have a short executive session, right?
Yes.
So there's both personnel and potential litigation.
It's one executive session.
Oh, okay, on the same, basically. Okay. Should be consider that, adding that into that time frame.
On the rare earth update?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's not a problem for me.
Michael, see if you think we can fit it in, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. What else was there? Need to add tax roll correction 1696. Want to do that, just
For the new business, we're okay with me.
okay. Works for me. Well, these two executive sessions will be, well, the two topics will be 16.4.405 for personnel and 16.4.405 for potential litigation. And then lastly, the Homeland Security, Gilbert has asked to be removed from the 11:15. And I let him know I emailed the board that his letter, just need to want to know the board's opinion. Go ahead.
Mr. Chair, is Gilbert available at 11:15?
I asked him to be available.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'd like to keep it on there. The request was for a 5-minute overview of the plans, but they're not really plans, they're just kind of, there's a couple plans, but just a 5-minute overview. I think it's appropriate to read his objection to that. But I do think it's in the public's best interest to know what we're talking about, so I'd like to leave it on there regardless if he shows up or not.
Good. All right. Plan on leaving that on there. Unless there's any other objections, that's certainly.
I have a couple that were brought up on the last meeting that were going to be put on this agenda, and whether or not we want to, we'll just have that, this best time to have that conversation, but one of them that we were gonna talk under old business was the Homeland Security account, why it's in the red. The other was a question of the auditor on the airport sinking fund. Got something on that?
Yep.
Okay, and then the report from Victim Services. Did you bring that?
Oh, no, I can get that though.
Okay, so I'd like to have those added, and whether or not we address them, at least they'll be added, and then I'd like to have them kept on old business until they're resolved.
So I was gonna ask Gilbert, because I knew he'd be here, at about the 70,000 in red under his 45 minutes. But you wanna just put it into new business?
That's absolutely fine. If you have no problem putting that back under that, that's not a problem for me.
Okay.
So one way or the other.
It could be brought up during the, okay. And then I was gonna do the attorney, or the Paul Stiles during commissioner comment, but I have no problem doing that under new business if we have a little discussion on it then.
Okay.
So I'll scratch that off. Then I have a little bit on Painted Hills with Michael, I think. Might have some info on, and if you want to do that during commissioner, I don't know that there's much to discuss on that, is there?
No,
Okay.
take 30 seconds.
Okay. Just some update on easements and things like that.
Perfect.
All right, so we've adjusted our agenda, so I'll do airport. We've butchered this thing. All those in favor, or I'll take it as a motion.
Move to approve as amended.
Second.
All right, we got a proper second to approve the agenda as amended. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed? Okay. Public comment? Yes, sir.
Thank you, Commissioners. I have a statement to read.
Could you state
My
your name?
name is Mark Kapp. I'm the chairman of the Cook County Republican Party, the Republican Central Committee. I'm here today because what happens in Weston County elections affects the people in Cook County House District 1, spans both of our counties, meaning your elections directly determine our legislative representation. Our elections are too important to be left in the hands of individuals who disregard the law and undermine public trust. The Wyoming Legislative Services Office Subcommittee report dated October 6, 2025 documents unmistakable evidence of gross negligence and misconduct by Clerk Becky Hadlock, including the distribution of multiple invalid ballots during the 2024 general election, causing 1,279 votes to be miscounted as undervotes. The filing of a false post-election audit, which she only corrected after being compelled by the Secretary of State, her refusal to obey a lawful subpoena, a misdemeanor under Wyoming Statute 281-110, Section C. But it does not stop there. After violating the subpoena, Clerk Hadlock also violated the Wyoming Public Records Act. When a public records request was filed seeking her communications with Mr. Malcolm Irving, president of the Wyoming Clerks Association, she falsified her legal response by claiming no such records exist. Yes, Mr. Irving's office produced responsive records from his side of the same communication. That is a direct violation of state law, and it demonstrates a continuing pattern of deceit, obstruction, and contempt for transparency. Under Wyoming Statute 183902A, the Commission has the authority and now the duty to file a verified complaint for her removal from office for misconduct and malfeasance. The Governor's Council has publicly confirmed that such a complaint may still be filed. Your responsibility is clear. As chairman of Cook County, I'm formally asserting our participation in every matter involving election integrity in this district. Because our voters' representation depends on the integrity of Weston County's elections, we will not remain silent or sidelined. I'm demanding that the Weston County Commission immediately authorize and oversee a full hand recount of all ballots from the 2024 primary and general elections. Only a transparent, comprehensive hand count can restore public confidence and confirm the true results of the most recent election. If this body refuses to act, it will become complicit in ongoing violations of Wyoming law and the civil rights of its voters. Clerk Hadlock's actions are not clerical errors. They are violations of law, and they have undermined the foundation of public trust. The reason why I'm here. We will not allow this to continue. If necessary, we will pursue every available remedy at the state and federal level to ensure accountability. The integrity of Wyoming's elections belongs to the citizens, not to those who falsify records and defy oversight. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other public comment? Thank you. All right, minutes of October 7th, 2025. I had one small one on the old Highway 85, just basically, it was just a little, I think, know that he in the first sentence, I scratched that out. It was just kind of redundant in that sentence. Like a multiplication of what was written. Anybody else have anything? Yeah, Chris.
Mr. Chair, under AP vouchers, it shows a move to approve AP vouchers minus warrant 774404, and that was the attorney's office portion, but also seconded by me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's Marty.
Marty seconded.
No, Marty was.
Marty.
Thank you.
Guys got the one that I had.
Okay. Any other conditions or changes? Entertain a motion to approve the minutes as amended.
So moved.
Second.
Properly seconded to approve the minutes as agended for the October 7th, 2025 meeting. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Aye. Executive session minutes. Last meeting. What should be a different word there? Should I underline it or take it? I'm not picking it out. It's there. Yeah. I think either though. I think you can almost strike the word. Okay. Tired? You work class? Work. Jeez. You're too old for that. I'm too old for that. I'm a spring chicken.
We did last Friday off at 17 and
Really?
You guys aren't turning?
I took it off.
Did you say I'm a spring chicken compared to?
Getting on the and
I can see what they're doing.
Sunday.
Not from your house.
Huge explosion out by my house. Swing out.
Compared to my place.
Have you seen the mountain lion that I know? No?
Good. See one game.
I did it.
Thank you.
Then you gotta do something like that. Just strike that word.
Just strike that word.
Okay.
How's not?
Go ahead. Blue pen. You should have a red one. Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the executive session minutes of October 7th, 2025 with the deleted.
Second.
Properly seconded to approve the October 7th, 2025 minutes with the one word struck from the minutes. Any discussion? Just right now. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Do you have an envelope?
Yep, it's right here. I figure we all need to initial that, though, right?
You cannot fix Washington DC from within Washington DC. You have to fix it from the outside. It has to be citizen uprising. And the only way you can do it is through an Article 5 convention. There are lots of other ideas that people throw out there that aren't in the Constitution necessarily. This is a peaceful, legal, constitutional method for reining in the federal government, which, like I said earlier, is the responsibility of the states. That's one of their roles, and they've abdicated that responsibility horribly. Our founders would be appalled that we're thinking of solutions other than an Article 5 convention, because that's the process they put in for this purpose.
I tried that about 50 times. Probably. All right. Chairman's signature on CMAC final acceptance certificate. This is the September 18th, 2025 affidavit for publication for final settlement and project completion. So this would have been Barton Road. Where else did they make? Oh. Where else?
Just
That
one.
was it.
Just Barton Road. Yes, Mr.
Do we need to change the 25th day of September to today?
No? Probably.
I do have one question in discussion, if that's okay. So I move to approve the chairman's signature on the final acceptance certificate for the CMAC for Barton Road.
Second.
Properly seconded for the chairman's signature on the final acceptance certificate of CMAC. Discussion.
I just want to make sure that we have all of our other paperwork done for the county road maintenance and construction fund. So I'd like that noted that that paperwork has been filed with the whoever needs it, treasurer, whatever. Thank you.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
does that motion include the date change?
I have it. Thank you.
Yeah, probably.
Mr. Chairman.
Friendly amendment to
If you feel that needs to be changed, because that's when you're signing it, ask for an attest signature. So my assumption would be that to attest the signature would be the day you did it.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, that'd be okay with you, Garrett, second, or who's second?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, would be attesting this, I guess. Does it have to have your, a notary with it? Okay. All right, any other discussion? All those in favor of my signature, chairman's signature on the September 18th, 2025, final payment with an adjustment to move the date to October 21st, 2025. Please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Good enough. Right here is me, right? Board appointments, Mallow and Travel Commission. So, here's one from Mr. Craigle. Dear Mr. Chairman Todd and fellow Board of Commissioners, my name is Eric Craigle and I'm writing you with a letter of intent to fill a vacant seat on the Mallow Camp Board. Thank you for your consideration and any support on this board. And I have a Weston County Travel Commission Board letter, so I suppose we'll separate these maybe. Here's the letter from Mr. Craigle.
I make a motion to appoint Eric Craigle to the Mallow Board.
Second.
The motion properly seconded to appoint Eric Craigle to the Mallow Board. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? I think there's 3 ayes there, wasn't there?
I'll say it louder. Aye.
Oh, sorry. Secondarily, we have a DD Stump who's interested in being appointed to the Weston County Travel Commission Board. I have interest in serving on the Travel Commission Board. I have employment history in the hotel industry and RV park industry, as well as the convenience store industry. I served on the City of Newcastle Planning and Zoning Board for 8 years. Also, I was a Weston County Red Cross Director for 6 years, and I have followed/assisted with the Mallow Board for 17 years. I feel I could bring a good outlook to the board if given the chance to serve. Thank you for your time and consideration. Dated 9/18/25.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, ma'am.
move to approve D.D. Stump to the Weston County Travel Commission.
Second.
Motion properly seconded to approve D.D. Stump to be on the Weston County Travel Commission. Any discussion on that matter? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Are one of you gentlemen, Cody? Yes. You are, okay. We're gonna have a brief executive session, but it'll be short. No problem. Okay. We're approaching it quickly. Moving on to the board signature on resolution 25-23, amendment to the 2025-2026 budget.
So on that, I had to add, some funds came in for the sobriety on the sheriff, so that's added at the bottom. So unanticipated funds. That was the one where the funds came in and then it was sent to the state. And then the state sent back all but, they sent us they kept 25% and gave us back the 75%.
So this is amending the county budget by moving $22,125.47 out of the American Rescue Plan Act line item into the general fairgrounds wall repair line item. And decreasing the victim witness match from $82.49 $1.40 to $3,068.75, titled VOCA, from $37,500 to $23,961. No, $37,500 to $12,275. And by increasing the count, victim witness from 23,961 to 43,138, titled victim witness surcharge. Increasing that from $4,333 to $14,587. And by adding $211.50 to account titled Law Enforcement 24/7 Sobriety Program for unanticipated funds, by adding $6,632.66 to the Public Health Emergency Preparedness for unanticipated funds.
Emails.
Ms. Martin?
Couple questions. Going back through this, and maybe Michael can help me out. With the flyer that we were given, remember this one? The VOCA is federal and requires a county match, and yet we have a victim match for a state part of it. So I'm confused on that one. And then, what's the surcharge? I went through the contract. What's the surcharge?
It's a funding stream that's received from courts, basically, when it's a victim surcharge that's charged when somebody's convicted of certain crimes, and that's a funding stream that is received from that, so it's a state.
Okay.
If I'm making any sense.
No, you did. You made perfect sense. Thank you for obliging me. And then my other question is on the health emergency prep. What is that?
So, when Angie came in, she had indicated that the grant had been cut. They now have fully funded that. So that's the additional amount that they're funding from the state.
Mr. Chairman. So that line item goes from about 10,000 to 16,632 then?
No,
16.
it's the 94,000 one.
Okay, because the line item that it's under is 10,000.
It's the public health emergency prep one. It's 87,000 right now, and it'll bring it up to the 94,000.
Okay. Mr. Chairman, this is just so convoluted, and well, look at my nose. I'm confused, and this is another discussion that we need to have with the victim services about the match being in a grant match when it's retirement. I did read that in the contract, or part of it, or understanding of it. So I'm gonna have to be a no on this because it's too convoluted. I don't know what we're doing here. I had a discussion concerning the victims services with the treasurer's office, and there's just so much. There's no continuity. It's switching, it's changing, and it's frustrating. Part of it's federal, part of it's state, part of it's county match. I'm just, until I get a firm foundation of what this is, I don't even have my report of what happens with victim services. I understand you will go get that for me. So I'm gonna have to be a no on this. I'm sorry.
Here, can I see the main copy? I was having difficulty with it too, Marty. The part that I was having the difficulty is when you're decreasing, you're decreasing, and you're decreasing, and you're increasing, increasing, and increasing. It kind of got confusing to me. I was having difficulty with it too, Marty. The part that I was having the difficulty is when you're decreasing, you're decreasing, and you're decreasing, and you're increasing, increasing, and increasing. It kind of got confusing to me by not breaking those apart, decreasing and increasing, then decreasing and increasing under the same kind of line item. So I understand that aspect of it. I fully do.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, ma'am.
would it, and I'm kind of trying to figure out what you guys are saying, but, would it be helpful to, because some of it's county, some of it's state, some of it's, would it be better to have those in separate line items for the county and this, all those different funds separated instead of all going in the same place? Would that make it less confusing?
Break it apart and also to get resolved or.
And I think part of the issue is that it is separated out, but it gets back to that confusion thing of why do we have a county match for a federal fund? I mean, the federal fund's the one that requires a county match according to our discussion that we had. State funds don't. So if they do, then this is where I'm getting confused because I've been told that the retirement is our match. Well, is it behoovent upon this board to separate that out? Because it looks like it's double dipping to me because we already have an account where we take retirement out. So why are we taking it out of another account and then trying to double bookkeep that? It seems to me that the grant match should be on the grantee to deal with what they're saying and not necessarily this budget being somehow stretched and moved into whatever. I'm so confused, and I read again the letter from the state. They're confused. This is a nightmare, and I don't know how you even bookkeep it. Yeah. And that's an editorial. Pardon me.
Yeah, this is mostly relating around the VOCA affairs, right, that we discussed with Mike, yes. So that I think everybody has a full understanding of the fairgrounds walk portion of it. And I think everybody probably has somewhat of a full understanding of the victim witness match. We discussed that in the meeting at the last meeting.
I don't have it.
Well, yeah, I understand that concern of it is why are we doing it in this format? We strike that aspect of this resolution and try to get that answer for the next meeting. Because we know, well, I guess the wall's not the end of the world if we don't do it today, I guess.
No. I mean, Mr. Chairman,
Yes, ma'am.
I think it's understood that the wall's not going to be built in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, we know we're going to have that. I just need I need a better understanding, Mr. Chairman. I can't even understand the public health emergency rep because she did come in. I need a better understanding of this whole VOCA thing.
I guess make a motion and we will finalize in discussion and make a decision if somebody would like to. Yeah. Yes.
I'd almost prefer to see like 3 resolutions, each one of us broke out in their own kind of a line item. That way we're not having this jumble of everything together. Because I've got a pretty good idea what's going on, but there's still some gray areas in there that I don't know yet.
So you or we could just make a motion to approve and let it, we can die for lack of a second, or then we can redress it in 2 weeks.
I think it'd be better if we made a motion not to do that, to redo the amendment or resolution. That way, 'cause if it's out there and dies, the paper trail kind of ends good. This way, if we vote to do it later, separate resolutions are redone, then it keeps going.
Mr. Gordon?
I'm not doubting that the numbers are probably correct, Mr. Chairman, but there's probably things, again, it's not fair to the fairgrounds wall if we've got all the information on that one, yet we're waiting on information coming from Boca for it all to be bunged into the same resolution of adjustment. So I move that we have a breakdown of the resolution into a more appropriate, I wouldn't say department breakdown, but at least on maybe the ones that we already have information on and they've already been here to discuss. So we need to strike out maybe Boca from I would strike out Boca from the resolution on accepting it as written. You need more information.
So we could do that, or we wait, I guess, were you doing that as a motion?
I did.
Yeah, okay.
We can amend it if we need to.
Pleasure of the board.
I'll second for discussion.
Okay. Discussion. Yes, Ms. Huber.
I would prefer every time that all the resolutions, that it's all separated out. I know it's more work and it's just less confusing, and I'm thinking, historically, if someone has to go back and look at resolutions, it's gonna be a much clearer to everyone to see them separated out if you're looking for one particular subject. Because I know we had to go back and look at resolutions, and I think it's important to make them as clear as we can.
Good point. So, in your motion, Garrett, was it to strike everything minus the wall in this resolution?
Well, that would be, the fairgrounds wall is something included in this resolution that I am comfortable with having all the information with.
Mhm.
So yes, me personally, I am good with the numbers and the statement on the fairgrounds wall.
Which would be pretty easy for us to strike the rest of the language in the resolution and approve this just being the fairgrounds wall resolution.
Good.
I guess, is that kind of your intent of your motion?
Not the intent, but that would work also. Yeah.
Okay. Any other discussion? All those in favor of striking any language referring to anything dealing with the victim witness, VOCA, law enforcement, sobriety program, basically just making this a resolution to move $22,125.47 from the American Rescue Plan Act into the general fairgrounds wall repair. Ayes? Sorry. All those in favor, yes, I'm sorry.
Everybody? Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Opposed?
I don't know.
Okay. You can do that, right? Okay. And even if we sign it at the next meeting, maybe? Okay, okay. All right. Resolution 2025-24, open burning restrictions have been lifted. Whereas the county fire warden, Daniel Tisdale, recommends open burning restrictions in Weston County be lifted due to cooler temperatures, higher humidity, and recent moisture. Now therefore be it resolved by the Weston County Commissioners that the open burning restrictions put into effect on July 7th, 2025 are hereby lifted. Made, determined, and resolved the 21st day of October 2025. I want to see I need it.
I make a motion to approve the board signature on resolution 2025-24, open burning restrictions lifted.
Second.
Properly seconded motion on the table for the chairman's signature on open burning restrictions being lifted. Discussion.
Because of the discussion thank you, Mr. Chairman, because of the discussion we had the prior meeting in Commissioner's comments, I would like to see us somehow, and I know it'd be up to our fire warden, but to have a coordinating fire ban that went with the federal. Just because of what you talked about the other day, of the county having restrictions, but then the feds have lifted the restriction on their land, and as we all know, when I say their, but the land that they manage, as we all know, Weston County is a checkerboard. There are little pieces over here, there's a section over here, and that seems to threaten private land when we lift a ban, or they lift a ban and we don't. And so I'd like to have some type of coordination that we follow, not necessarily lead, but have them follow our lead to that effect. And whatever we have to do to get to that point, because what you brought up is terrifying. Who's responsible? And that needs to be addressed. So I would like that somehow to be.
Yes,
Mr. Chair, would you mind telling that story?
Yeah.
Just so the public knows kind of what.
So it's been 2 weeks or so. Hunting season, and it's a red flag warning day. The next day is a red flag warning day. The day prior is just as bad. It's hot and windy, and out in the middle of a bunch of BLM ground, there's a red glow out there, and so the next morning I call. Who was it? It was Daniel Tisdale. I said, Daniel. Well, I also called the sheriff. When I called Daniel, he says, "You're never going to believe this." I went down there and actually found the fire. The people had left. Found the fire ring. The fire's burning again. The wind had picked it back up, so it's out there burning, like with grass 2 feet tall out there, dry, right next to our winter pasture. And so Daniel, the fire ring out here that's burning. I said, I got a county truck. I'll get it put out, but somebody needs to maybe catch these gentlemen and tell them that we've got a fireman in place. And he goes, "You're never going to believe this, but we have no say on BLM property or within the state, within the county. So if they say it's okay to burn, people can just burn," which is pretty spooky. So then I managed to get hold of Mr. Krause from the BLM office, and he confirmed that. And maybe that's something we need to do, is invite him in when they get back in the swing of things and have a conversation of how we better manage that as a county. And like, it makes no sense to me. It's just absolutely baffling to me that they would lift them and it's red flag warning. So, yeah.
Mr. Chair, I feel like we as affiliates of our county have a lot better management resources than on a federal note, where we've got individuals that are driving down our county roads, and we know the dry conditions that we have in our county, and even from county to county. I know that Campbell, on the north side of Campbell, was a lot drier this summer than what we had in portions of Weston. So on a national note, or a federal note, as far as a fire restriction or a fire burn, I would like to see on the federal note them considering our stance on our fire burns that way, or our restrictions that way. It'll help them more on a local note, or go along with, at least if it's within an area that has it, to honor that.
Yeah, you're 100% correct. There's it can be 180, one county over, and it makes sense to follow each individual county's plan within that county. So we're to mirror it. Go ahead, Mr.
Well, according to FLTMA and TNEPA, they are to follow our land use. And so I think we could stomp our foot and say that's part of our land use, is protection, fire protection. And perhaps prior to us passing one of these, that we ask them to come in and say, would you consider going along with us? Because that's part of our land use. So I would like to have that probably put into the next time, and maybe we bring in Daniel.
Yeah, good idea. Any other discussion? All those in favor of the chairman's signature on the open burning restrictions being lifted, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, folks, we're gonna have a quick executive session. 16.4.405A II personnel and 16.4.405A III potential litigation.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We'll be out shortly. Sorry. You guys can leave the room for